Good morning, everyone. Sarah Hernandez here, the elementary principal at Dubai Schools Al Barsha. This morning, as we send our report cards out, we have a little video on how to read your family growth report.
صباح الخير جميعا. هي سارة رئيسة القسم مرحلة الابتدائية، وتم إرسال طبعا نتائج الماب، واليوم هي ستعرفكم كيف يقرأ ولي الأمر تقرير النمو والتقدم للطالب.
So to start off, you're going to be receiving a map growth report. On this report, it's going to have a couple of different definitions that I'm going to go over. Now, to start off, MAP is our external assessment that test and assess students on their academic achievement and growth throughout the school year against American curriculum expectations.
طبعا هذا التقرير هو تقرير الماب، وهو اختبار خارجي. هناك بعض التعريفات التي ستتحدث عنها مس سارة بخصوص هذا الاختبار، وهو اختبار خارجي بيقيس مدى تقدم الطالب في المرحلة العمرية الخاصة بالمنهاج الأمريكي.
Now, the report that you're going to be receiving is a summary of how well your child performed academically in the last test. And it's going to actually tell you from the beginning of the school year to the end of the school year, the growth that your child has made, as well as the achievement.
هذا الاختبار بيعبر عن أداء الطالب بداية من العام الدراسي وحتى نهاية العام، بمعنى أنه بيقيس تقدم الطالب خلال العام.
Now, why do we do these tests? We do these tests to ensure we have our internal assessments, and which are going to be running records, phonics related, everything internal aligns with our external. Now, the MAP growth, we're looking for MAP growth to be a certain RIT percentage. So we expect your child to come into us at a certain number, and we expect them to leave every grade level making that growth. So you're going to see a RIT score, and that RIT score tells us exactly that your child's skill level against curriculum expectations, and it tells us an appropriate amount of growth they should make.
وطبعا هذه الاختبارات مهمة، لأنه من المهم جدا أن يكون هناك اختبارات داخلية واختبارات خارجية، وبتعبر الاختبارات الخارجية عن الموائمة ما بين النتائج الداخلية والخارجية. وطبعا بالآخر الطالب بيحقق، يعني مثلا اللون الأحمر في التقرير بيعبر عن تقدم الطالب في هذا الاختبار.
Now you're looking at achievement and you're looking at growth whenever you look at MAP. Achievement is how well your child has learned. The curriculum expectations, are they a grade level 3 level, grade 4, kindergarten? It tells you what achievement they're at. That's their attainment. And growth is your child's personal growth over the year. Every child's achievement and attainment is different from the beginning of the school year, and their growth is different. If a child in 4th grade comes in at a 3rd grade level, I expect them to make 1 year's growth to 4. But if a child comes in and is achieving at a 1st grade level, if they get to a 3rd grade level by the end of the school year, that is still great growth. Growth is what helps get students to the correct achievement and attainment level. But in one academic school year, we have to be feasible about the child's growth and what's the appropriate amount they're going to make.
طبعا عندنا اثنين من المصطلحات، هو التحصيل والتقدم أو إنجاز الطالب. طبعا التحصيل هو ما الذي حققه الطالب من تعلم لمهارات خلال المادة مقارنة بزملائه مثلا في الوطنية أو المحلية. أما بخصوص التقدم فهو قياس أداء الطالب أو تقدم الطالب الشخصي خلال العام.
Now, the assessment for MAP is done in grade 1, 2, 3, and 4. Students in grade 1 take English and math, and actually English and math is across the whole school from 1 to 4. When you get into grade 2, that's when students take on the language assessment. And then in grade 3 and 4, students have all assessments of English, math, language, and science.
طبعا بيظهر امامنا المواد التي يدرسها الطالب خلال المرحله العمريه. فمثلا عندنا جريد 1 لجريد 4 كل الاولاد بيدرسوا انجليش ورياضيات، وطبعا ببدايه الصف الثاني بيدرس الطالب لغات، والثالث بيدرس علوم، وايضا الرابع.
Now, we're looking, like we talked about, achievement is the attainment, it's the level of the student. And MAP tells us, based on norms from testing a lot of children, what's the appropriate level that child should make. So if you look at your report and you say, okay, well, my child in reading is a 172. So if I say my child is a 172 in reading, what does that mean? If I look on here, each test has its own achievement data. So you'll see reading, you'll see math, you'll see language, and you'll see science. Now, if I say if my child in reading is a 172, is a 172, that tells me they're at the second grade level of achievement in fall at the beginning of the school year. And that tells me where they're at. Now, the most important thing we want to look at is growth. Where did your child grow to?
وطبعا بتظهر امامنا النتائج. لو ظهرت امامك مثلا انه ابنك حصل على 172 في النتائج التحصيل، بتظهر امامنا مثلا عندنا في القراءه، في العلوم، في الرياضيات وهكذا. بتظهر امامنا انه الطالب حقق نتائج في التحصيل كذا. الأهم عندنا هو التقدم، لأنه بيحدد مستوى الطالب خلال العام كله. أما في بداية العام فطبعا هذا بيكون التحصيل، ثم الأهم هو التقدم.
Now, these growth norms are averages about what a student should make in progress. So, for example, that same student of a 172 at grade 2, if we look at grade 2 growth, they should make from fall to winter is August until December. This is December until the end, January till the end of the school year. And this is the beginning, the fall to spring is the beginning to the end of the school year. So this tells me a second grader should make about 7 to 13 points in progress on average.
وطبعا بتظهر النتائج انه الطالب بيقوم بعمل الاختبار 3 مرات بالعام، في الخريف الى الشتاء، ومن الشتاء الى الربيع، ومن الخريف الى الربيع.
Now, you're going to be receiving a family report. This family report is going to have all of the tests that your child has taken, and it's going to have their starting point, their midpoint, and their end point, so you can see the progress they've made throughout the school year.
وبتظهر طبعا في التقرير الثلاث مراحل أو الثلاث نقاط اللي بيقف عندها الطالب: مرحلة البداية، مرحلة الوسط، ومرحلة النهاية.
Now, for example, if you look here on this family report, you're going to see the topic and the subject of this test was math. You're going to see that your child and how they progress. Now, this has multiple points. So this is 5 different testing points. You're going to have, like this reading one, 3 different testing points, where they were at the beginning of the school year, the middle of the school year, and the end of the school year.
وطبعا بتظهر بالبداية في التقرير اسم المادة موجودة بالأعلى، وبيظهر أكثر من تحصيل من علامة للطالب في هذا. يعني مثلا موجود عندنا في القراءة هنلاقي إنه في بداية العام هي النقطة الأولى، الوسط، والآخر مرحلة التي وصل إليها الطالب.
Now, when you look at percentile of progress, this is really important. Our goal is for students to be on the 41st percentile or higher. We want them to make that growth. And what that means is that they've made, for example, if you're on the 86th percentile, like here, that student has made more progress than 86% of their peers. The higher that percentile, the better growth that they've made.
وطبعا بتظهر امامنا النسبه المئويه للطالب. فمثلا بنقول انه لو الطالب حصل على 68%، معناها انه حصل على او حقق تقدم اعلى من 68% من زملائه في نفس المرحله السنيه والدراسيه.
And that tells you as a parent, they should make average growth. Average growth is about that yellow band or higher. Yellow, green, and blue is a good amount of progress. It's for us as educators, as we're going through and we see a student at the red, which is a low percentage of progress, we say, why are they making the low percentage? So next academic school year, we're going to be playing a really big part, the parent involvement within the MAP scores from the very beginning of the school year, receiving these reports and being strategic partners to ensure that your student makes that progress.
وطبعا بتظهر أمامنا الألوان الموجودة، فبداية من اللون البرتقالي وحتى الأخضر والأزرق معناه أنه الطالب بيحقق تقدم جيد. الأقل من ذلك في الأحمر، طبعا المعلم في هذا الوقت بيحدد لماذا حقق الطالب هذه النتيجة، وبيبدأ يعمل مباشرة على رفع مستوى الطالب في التقدم.
Now, how can you support at home? It's so absolutely imperative that you practice with your child. And what does that look like? Exact Path is one of our platforms that you can do with your child at home. It has a learning path that never ends. If a child says it ends, it never ends. Keep them on that and ensure that they're practicing every single day. And that makes sure when we come back in August, your student will not dip back. The more you read on RAS, the more you complete Exact Path activities, and I've actually put Khan Academy as well. This is going to support your child. So the main challenge for students in MAP is the vocabulary, and it's the style of questions. Sometimes the way it asks questions, students get confused and they don't actually answer the content because they're lost in the vocabulary. And it's something we're going to be really identifying next school year, really honing in on vocabulary, that literacy development, guided reading, and all that practice. But the more that they do exact path and MAP style questions, and the more that they practice, they're going to be exposed to that vocabulary. Every time they get on their learning journey, they're going to see MAP style questions. They're going to see vocabulary. So exact path will be a big key to the success of your child making that growth in the MAP assessment.
وطبعا يأتي السؤال: كيف يمكننا أن ندعم أبنائنا في اختبارات الماب ليحققوا نتيجة نهائية؟ طبعا أمامنا بعض المنصات الموجودة سواء Exact Path أو خان أكاديمي. يمكن للطالب أنه خلال السمر أو الصيف أنه يشتغل عليها ويعمل، ويعني إذا الطالب قال مثلا أنه بينتهي، لا هو لا ينتهي، يمكنه أن يختبر نفسه فيها طوال الوقت. وطبعا على قدر ما بتستخدم أسئلة الماب طول الوقت في المفردات، في نفس الأسئلة الموائمة أو نفس الأسئلة اللي على نفس النمط، يمكن الطالب أن يحقق نتائج عالية. إذن على قدر ما أنت بتتدرب، على قدر ما سيتقدم الطالب.
From Dubai Schools family to ours to yours, we wish you an absolutely fabulous summer. And don't forget, Exact Path and RAS, keep your kiddos learning and engaging throughout the summer.
وطبعا من مدارس دبي الورشة بنرحب بكم ونتمنى لكم عطلة أو إجازة سعيدة إن شاء الله. ولا تنسوا الإكزاكت باث والخان أكاديمي طول الوقت اشتغلوا عليه إن شاء الله.